Hi, now let's trace a recursive method step by step. In this example, we will look at this recursive method carefully and trace exactly what happens. All right, so this method finds the sum of all whole numbers from n down to 1. So for example, the method called sum4 means 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So before we trace it, notice that every recursive method needs two important parts. First, it needs a base case. That is the stopping point. In this method, the base case is if n equals 1, returns 1. This means that when n becomes 1, the method stops calling itself. Second, it needs a recursive case. That is the part where the method calls itself on a smaller version of the problem. Here, that line is return n plus sum n minus 1. This means we take the current value of n and add it to the result of sum n minus 1. So each call makes the problem smaller by 1, moving closer to the base case. Now, let's trace sum4 step by step. So we start with sum, and the value of n is 4. And the 4 now goes into the method. And since 4 is not 1, we use the recursive case, which is sum4 equals 4 plus sum3, because 4 minus 1 is 3. Now, Java has to figure out what sum3 is, so it calls the method again. And for sum3 equals 3, which is the current value of n, plus sum3 minus 1, which is 2. So 3 plus sum2. Now, it has to figure out sum2. And for sum2 equals 2, which is the value of n, 2, plus sum1, which is 2 minus 1. Now it has to figure out sum1. This time, when n equals 1, we hit the base case. So sum1 will actually be equal to 1. Now the method stops going deeper and it starts returning back up. This is the part that is a little bit confusing, and as students of AP Computer Science A, you need to really see this clearly. So we now substitute that value back into the previous call. So we had sum2 equals 2 plus sum1, and since sum1 returned 1, then sum2 equals 2 plus 1, which is 3. Now go back to sum3, which is equal to 3 plus sum2, and since sum2 returned 3, then sum3 equals 3 plus 3, then it results to 6. Now go back to sum4, which is equal to 4 plus sum3, and since sum3 returned 6, now sum4 is equal to 4 plus 6, that results to 10. So the final answer is sum4 is equal to 10. A good way to picture this is in two phases. First, the method call goes downward from sum4, sum3, sum2, and then sum1. Then once it reaches the base case, the values come back upwards. So then it becomes sum1, it returns 1, sum2 returns 3, sum3 returns 6, sum4 returns 10. So recursion works like this. Go down until you hit the base case, then come back up, solving each call one at a time. If we wanted to trace sum5, it would look like this. Then we turn back up. So sum5 returns 15. So the big takeaway from this is that this method does not calculate everything at once. Each call waits for the next smaller call to finish. And that is why recursion can feel a little bit tricky. The method keeps pausing itself until it reaches the base case, and then the answers are built on the way back up. So, in simple terms, the base case stops the recursion, the recursive call makes the problem smaller, the final answer is built as the calls return back up. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.